Did this Cloud Knight also take the medicine?
Ich öffne die Rüstung des Wolkenritters und breite ihre Hände aus, um kurz etwas zu suchen.
No. This is a Borisin in disguise. A guard killed him before he could return to his original form.
All these Borisin are dressed in official attire. Besides the Cloud Knight, there were also 2 Borisin disguised as members of the Skyfaring Commission and the Artisanship Commission. Whoever is providing them with official identities must hold the position of power. Let's search elsewhere.
Und Teleport. Das Zeug da hinten habe ich ja geholt. Ein Gefangener liegt auf dem Boden. Auf seinem blassen Gesicht zeichnet sich wohl voll als Freude aus, auch die Überraschung über den wiedergewonnene Freiheit im Augenblick seines Todes.
Someone bit open his arteries and drained almost all of his blood while he was still alive.
Hoolay.
Such a cruel and ruthless act.
Despite being a long-lived species, Borisin are actually more like predatory beasts that must feed on raw blood and flesh. I've heard that Hoolay was deprived of food and water in the shackling prison. It's hard to imagine how he managed to suppress his hunger for over 7 centuries. Will the hostage from the Yaoqing be able to avoid being his meal?
Such is the terrible nature of the abominations of abundance. We subjected him to the Forest of Swords to drain his life force. But in the end, his punishment turned into a test of our patience. Just like you said, Miss Linshaw. Casting a creature that can't be killed into a star would be a way to permanently get rid of it. But unfortunately...
The Foxians didn't agree to that.
Exactly. The atrocities committed by Hoolay went beyond mere massacres. Throughout numerous wars, we made every effort to eradicate the Borisin. But Hoolay, with his mysterious sorcery, turned countless Foxians into his pawns. So the Borisin kept returning. The Foxians curse his name day and night, and they even use it to scare children into staying quiet. How could they grant a swift death to such a great sinner? I wonder if you know why Hoolay wasn't taken into custody by the Foxian majority Xianzhou Yaoqing, but instead imprisoned in the Xianzhou Luofu, Miss Linshaw.
As you mentioned, your mentor was an exceptional warrior and was the one who defeated Hoolay, an extraordinary achievement. Therefore, the Marshal placed this feral beast under the jurisdiction of the Xianzhou Luofu as an...
It seems you have a major misunderstanding about this arrangement, Miss Linshaw. Allow me to explain it to you.
Hä? Erlaubt mir das zu erklären und wir gehen weiter.
Incense ascends, entwined with ethereal clouds.
Okay. Ich habe keine Ahnung, was das macht. Hä, ist das Ding down? Ja. Der Mech, der wie ein Wolf aussieht, ist zu einem Haufen Blech zerfallen.
Yan Qing told me that an IPC ship was attacked by Borisin. Is this what they were transporting on the ship?
Eine biometrische Waffe. Ne, biomimetische Waffe, die sich automatisch wieder einschaltet, obwohl sie ausgeschaltet wurde. Forscher der Intelligenz gilt jetzt zu den Merkmalen der Langlebigkeit.
Yes. The Artisanship Commission and Alchemy Commission conducted a joint examination and found that the parts of this machine are made from specially refined Borisin biotissue. I heard the Intelligentsia Guild has been researching the biological properties of long-life species. hoping to make medical or combat-related discoveries. However, they haven't dared to cross any lines due to their so-called relationship with the Alliance.
Perhaps to those scholars, Borisin are no different from lab animals. Maybe the Borisin attacked that ship to retaliate against the Intelligentsia Guild for experimenting on them?
Ich glaube eher, das war alles geplant und zusammen.
No. If it were only about revenge, they could just wreck the ship and destroy all the cargo, instead of allowing it to end up in the shackling prison. It was a deliberate display to showcase the dangerous nature of the cargo in broad daylight. This way, the cargo would end up in the shackling prison, serving as a tool for the prison break.
This skill in exploiting the blind spots of others' mindsets is so atypical of them. I'm afraid the IPC and the Intelligentsia Guild unknowingly became their accomplices.
In dem Haufen Metall auf dem Boden scheint sich etwas zu verstecken, das langsam wieder erwacht.
Watch out! This thing is still alive.
Oh, als ob das der General nicht mit einem Schlag einfach wegmähen könnte.
Even after suffering such severe attacks?
Their imitation of long-life species has crossed the line. Until everything burns to ashes! Fight to live!
The fearless knows not fear.
Allow me to purge the roots
I
of the
venture
problem.
forth.
Ja, gleich drauf.
Victory is inevitable. That one's good. Stronger.
Ja, was war das jetzt?
Never hesitate.
Yeah. The truth burns clear as a flame.
Oh.
Everything in this world is merely fleeting.
Ganggeschmack verstummt wieder, sie liegt ganz still da wie ein verwundetes, ausgeblutetes Biest.
You haven't answered my question about why Hoolay was imprisoned in the Lafu instead of the Yaoqing, General. You've been reserved in your response. Could it be that such an arrangement wasn't an honor?
The reason why the Marshal didn't leave Hoolay on the Yaoqing lies in the very mech in front of us.
Are you suggesting that there are people trying to understand Hoolay's secrets and use them for their own purposes? Just like with this mech? Well, I understand. I've heard that the Foxians on the Yaoqing share a bloodline with the Borisin. And just like the Borisin, some of the Foxians there experience an uncontrollable insanity called moon rage. The Marshal believed that this would be inhumane and no different from what the Borisin did, so...
Exactly. While Borisin see moon rage as a blessing that unlocks their true potential, Foxians see it as an inevitable curse within their bloodline. Countless healers of the Yaoqing have attempted to unravel this mystery. Why can Borisin control the power of moon rage? Can we Foxians break free from this curse? These questions were asked frequently. Each questioner had good intentions. But the road to catastrophe is paved with good intentions. To the Foxians of the Yaoqing, Hoolay was not only the warhead of the Borisin, but also a monster that could be the subject of much research.
That's why the Marshal decided to imprison Hoolay and the Lafu. It wasn't an honor, but rather a warning.
Because such selfish pursuits in the name of good intentions once led to a tragedy on the Lafu that served as a warning to future generations.
This edition of Imbibitor Lunae. By imprisoning Hoolay and the Xianzhou Lafu, the Marshal both suppressed the dangerous intentions of the Yaoqing Foxians and warned the Xianzhou Lafu to refrain from repeating its mistake.
That was a necessary trade-off. The Xianzhou Alliance is not solely about the Xianzhou natives. Only when all three races, Foxian, Videodora, and Xianzhou natives, form an alliance, will there be a promising future for all.
Thank you for enlightening me. Was it for the same reason that you traded off my mentor to the Xianzhou Zhuming, only to stand idle and allow the resurgence of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus?
You said that I couldn't bear to cut out the malignant tumor within the Alchemy Commission, but instead exiled the healer who tried to solve the problem to the Xianzhou Zhuming. But did your mentor tell you her good intentions led her to perform certain healing arts on Dan Heng, who had just finished his hatching rebirth, so that he would regain the memories of his past life?
What did you just say?
Was wollte ich jetzt auch sagen?
She believed that restoring the High Elder's knowledge of his past life would allow the Videodora to resume their duty as the guardians of the Ambrosial Arbor, quelling the strife within their clan and bringing everything back on the right path. But just as I mentioned earlier, the road to catastrophe is always paved with good intentions. Since then, the 6 charioteers decided that the Alchemy Commission would no longer have a cauldron master. Until your arrival now.
If that's the case, I should thank you for protecting my mentor by exiling her, General.
Quite the contrary. I should be the one thanking you.
Thanking me?
All I ever want is to have a clear conscience. However, can long-life species truly achieve that goal in their long-drawn lives? For example, you were implicated along with your mentor and forced to leave your homeland without knowing the truth. And now, with the complicated situation in the Alchemy Commission, the Alliance has spared me a lot of trouble by sending you to handle this challenging task. Shouldn't I be thanking you instead?
Your eloquence is indeed impressive, the divine foresight. You won't even leave me any excuses to hold a grudge against you. But let me make it clear. The Alliance sent me here to handle the business impartially, not to choose sides.
It doesn't matter which side you choose, Miss Lingshaw. At the end of the day, both you and I stand on the side of the Alliance, don't we?
Ihr könnt weiter stehen bleiben. Ich habe euch schon einmal gekillt. Das reicht mir. Jetzt würde ich aber gerne mehr erfahren, was das mit dem Dan Heng war. Und deswegen haben sie ihn Dan Heng dann verbannt, weil er die Erinnerungen vom erweckt wurden, von dem, der wieder einen Aufstand gemacht hat. Okay. Wie weit kann ich da eigentlich hintergehen? Es gibt nämlich immer, glaube ich, eine durchgezogene Linie, wo du nicht drüber darfst. Aber da überall liegen Leichen. Hier muss eine heftige Schlacht ausgetragen worden sein. Die von Macher befallenen Körper untersuchen. Wo kamen jetzt die eigentlich her?
These Mara-struck soldiers don't appear to be escaped prisoners.
How can you tell?
These soldiers are fully armed. Obviously, they didn't hastily join the battle.
The messenger named Moza did say that there were 2 groups of attackers. The other attackers, aside from the Borison, could hide their tracks. I believe he was referring to these people.
Hide their tracks?
Exactly. I've engaged with these attackers before, and they used Cloud Hymn magic to hide their presence. Without careful observation, no one can detect them.
You once warned me to be cautious of the Videodora Elder's influence within the Alchemy Commission. Could it be?
What's on your mind, Miss Lingshaw?
Well, it seems that someone provided the attackers with a map of the shackling prison. And considering the Videodora's involvement in the prison's construction, it raises suspicion about their role in this. Additionally, The fact that the Borson need medicine to disguise themselves would suggest that there are still moles within the Alchemy Commission assisting them covertly. Moreover, forging official identities for the undercover Borson would require someone with significant authority. And the presence of assassins capable of using Cloudhim magic deepens my suspicion about the Preceptors. But why would the Videoterer collude with the Borson and aid in Hoolay's escape?
They aim to spread chaos. They believe that only in chaos can they regain their former power and influence. Since this edition of Imbibe de Lune, the once proud dragon race has been powerless, watching their influence wane. Being a native of the Luofu, Miss Ling Sha, I believe you understand the implications.
However, I don't think the Preceptors are the true masterminds. If I'm not mistaken, the one behind all this treachery is the Lord Ravager who exploited the weaknesses within the Luofu and instigated the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, ultimately leading to the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection. Fentilia.
Please remember, General, that everything I've mentioned is mere speculation. We need concrete evidence for a public trial. If you want to interrogate someone within the Videoterer's ranks, you'll need irrefutable proof.
So, what's your plan, Miss Ling Sha?
I'll send an invitation to the Preceptors.
An invitation?
Zum Kaffeekränzchen.
The Preceptors have been inviting me for a personal meeting since my arrival on the Luofu. Now, I'll send them the remains of these Mara-struck soldiers and the route map I found in the prisoner's possession. Then, I'll ask them to meet me at Scale Gorge Waterscape. I'd like to hear their explanations.
Good idea. If I were to take action, it might alert the true mastermind. I trust you to handle this matter, Miss Ling Sha. The internal affairs of the Videoterer should remain under their jurisdiction. And don't worry if things don't go smoothly. Once the wolf hunt operation is over, the hidden truths will come to light.
Speaking of the wolf hunt operation, I'm truly worried about the Yaoqing messenger who was taken hostage. Hoolay was starving in the shackling prison for centuries. I don't know if the messenger can survive in that wolf's clutches. May Rainbow's blessing keep him safe.
Und wir wechseln. Ich wollte es gerade sagen, und jetzt wechseln wir wieder zu ihm. Das war schon echt klar. 4 Stunden vor dem Beginn der Kampfkunstzeremonie, erhabenes Heiligtum.
As I said, I'm a healer. But my art of healing requires the culinary arts to be truly effective. The magic of my cauldron is its ability to make all kinds of medicines into dishes that patients can eat. When simmered and cooked together, any kind of medicinal herb or ingredient becomes a delightful delicacy.
Delicacy. But isn't that just one flavor overpowering the others?
Well, you have a point. Let me ask you this. If there's a fussy child who refuses to eat green peppers, what's the best way to make him eat them?
Stuff the kid's mouth with the green peppers and cook him alive in a pot.
Das sind keine Elterntipps, macht das nicht nach.
You have quite the sense of humor. I've heard that you, Borisin, have lost many of your taste buds during the self-modification process, so you can't experience complex flavors. Only the saltiness of blood and flesh truly awakens your appetite.
It's a shame I don't have any green peppers right now. Otherwise, I'd happily stuff them into your mouth and cook you alive in a pot.
Ist jetzt einer von denen eigentlich der Hoolay?
I'm just kidding. The answer is quite simple. Chop up the peppers and mix them with minced meat to make meatballs. This way, the flavor of the meat overpowers the taste of the peppers. And even a fussy child can enjoy them.
Can I just boil your tongue in this hot pot? I know you're trying to buy time until someone comes to your rescue. You said that Jin Liu recently returned to the Luofu, right? Well, she did come back. But, unfortunately, I also found out that she committed serious crimes and was escorted to another Xianzhou ship.
Was? Warum weiß ich das nicht? Habe ich noch irgendeine Story nicht gespielt von ihr? Stimmt, das fehlt noch, Alter. Ich habe noch gar keine Story zu ihr gespielt. Oh, okay. Ich muss das bei Gelegenheit mal nachholen.
Do you really think you can delay our departure by provoking Lord Hoolay's desire for revenge with your clever little tongue?
Aber was war denn dann eigentlich dieser Story-Trailer ganz am Anfang, wie das Spiel rauskam mit der Jinglui gegen Scheiß, wie der General wieder geheißen, ist ja egal. Der, wo sie dann weggehaut hat? Ich dachte, da hat sie verloren. Und wurde sie nicht komplett ausradiert? Wahrscheinlich hat sie das überlebt. Ach, egal.
You see Borisin as savages who know nothing about the Xianzhou. But in fact, we know all about your tracking tricks. Like the jade abacus you're carrying, and the side cranes in the sky. The more hope you hold in your heart, the greater your pain will be when death comes. I wonder if you can maintain your composure when I tear your throat open.
His composure is only a temporary effect of the medicine. And it will wear off soon, right?
Lord Hoolay.
Oh, you pathetic Foxians. For thousands of years, we were the ones who allowed you to live, and who granted you civilization. But in the end, you chose to betray us for the freedom promised by the Xianzhou people.
Ach du Scheiße, die waren Jahrtausende versklavt. Und die waren im Prinzip Jahrtausende nichts anderes da als Futter. Uff.
But it's all right. As long as you catch the scent of your masters, you obediently return to us.
Widersprechen, weil sie hier denjenigen auf der Flucht sind. Für Streit zwischen Moktok und Hoolay sorgen.
Hoolay. Have you ever wondered why it took them 7 centuries to come to your rescue? The Borison's era has long passed. Did they ever tell you these harsh facts before giving you hope for returning home? Now they're being crushed by the Merlin's claw of the Yao Qing, by a Foxian. They're hiding in remote corners of the cosmos, trembling with fear like a wounded beast on its last legs, reaching out desperately for any fake hope of salvation, which in this case is you.
The Merlin's claw of the Yao Qing. A Foxian? Very interesting. Tell me, Moktok, is he speaking the truth?
He isn't lying. That lowly beast was a war slave who ran away from our pack. Cannon fodder, a thief! She stole our power and used her knowledge about us to fight us, using every dirty trick in the book.
And she bested you, Moktok. Fairness is but a pathetic excuse for the dead and defeated. Since our great pack has fallen apart, who told you that I was alive? And who sent you here?
In our darkest hours, it was a prophet of the Master of Immortality, named Mangus, who showed us the way. Her guidance brought us hope.
This prophet, Mangus, what does she want?
Anime? Was Mangas heißt?
The prophet made this proclamation. The Borison have been divided for too long, and only your return can unite all the packs, restoring us to our former glory. That's when we learned that you were still alive. It must have been a manifestation of the Master of Immortality. And the Prophet told us that the Foxian General of the Yao Qing would take you to her ship during the Lafu's war dance. And that it would be our best chance to infiltrate and free you from your prison. And just as she said, we did it.
Widersprechen war jetzt hier noch nicht erreicht. Das Streitsorgen, indem du Magas falsche Beweggründe aufdeckst.
That so-called prophet lied to all of you. She just sent you here to die.
But her prophecy has come true. Our warhead is right here, with us!
Once the news about the prison break spreads, the Cloud Knights will close all the ports. You may think you've escaped the prison, but you're just trapped in another cage, known as the Law Fu.
Let me kill this unruly, lowly beast, Lord Hoolay! I assure you that our star skiffs will soon arrive. Right now, everyone in the Lafu is distracted by this stupid war dance. So this will be the perfect chance to escape. Once you've returned to your territory, your revenge against the Xianzhou ships will be within reach.
Perfect chance to return to my weak and shattered pack at the mercy of a ridiculous false prophet and become a mere puppet in her clutches. Her plan is full of flaws. The only paths she has prepared for you are escape and death. Listen up. A wolf never allows itself to become prey. From now on, you'll follow my orders. Since you are so confident that the Cloud Knights will close the ports, Jiao Chou, I'm now giving you a chance to go and see it for yourself.
Hä, kann ich da nicht...
Go to the ports, come back, and tell me what you saw.
Kann ich einfach weglaufen?
Wait, what did you just say?
But my lord!
Would an alpha wolf ever listen to a cub mock talk?
No, I've never heard anything like that. I wasn't trying to defy your will. I will always unquestioningly follow your orders.
Warum schickst du nicht deine Leute los?
I'm offering you a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Don't you want to run away, Jiao Chou? You will come back. Because Foxians like you always obediently return to their masters, no matter how far they run away.
Ist der wenig dumm? Aber ich muss zugeben... Warum ist jetzt schon wieder die Kafka mit drin? Hä? Wie oft muss ich denn das noch austauschen, Alter? Ich meine nichts gegen die Kafka, aber die... Firefly haut halt da viel mehr rein. Ja, schaut schon cool aus, also für einen NPC-Charakter. Ich meine, er wird halt kein spielbarer Charakter, deswegen kannst du ihm jetzt auch schlecht irgendein volles Special-Outfit geben und so. Wäre viel zu viel Aufwand für einen NPC, der irgendwann drauf geht.
I can't believe he actually let me go. What game is he playing? Perhaps I can try to warn the Cloud Knights. No. Perhaps I can just escape.
Dich umsehen. Foxianer startet Xiao mit eiskalter Mine an. In dem Blick liegt ein scharfer Druck, der eine Warnung an den Heiler gerichtet. Jeder scheinbar kluge Gedanke kann schwerwiegende Konsequenzen nach sich ziehen, die man bereut, wenn es bereits zu spät ist. Das sieht aus in dem Blick. Echt.
Just as I suspected. He's testing me.
Weiter zum
The
Hafen.
Cloud Knights must have been aware of the situation inside the shackling prison for some time. Will General Fei Xiao personally lead a squad to capture Hoolay? For now, I'll do as he asked.
Sieh mir irgendwen? Nee. Suche nach Hilfe. Option nach Suche nach Hilfe und schicke Neuigkeiten an die Außenwelt. Laufbursche. Verwaltungskommission ist sich daran gewöhnt, sich um solche Notfälle zu kümmern. Bitte das vielleicht nicht, was es ernsthafte Konsequenzen haben. Denke daran, sei achtsam mit deinen Worten und Taten.
I'm sorry, but the Realm-Keeping Commission Chancery is currently closed. All the officers and officials have been reassigned to assist in the war dance.
Ich wusste, dass du aus nächster Nähe beobachtet wirst. Nicht so wichtig, ich schlendere nur herum.
Hey, although we're short-staffed at the moment, if there's anything I can do to help, please feel free to ask me.
Wo würde hier der Typ stehen? Da unten? Ah, da hinten. Sehr achtsam mit deinen Worten und Taten.
I noticed you'd been looking at me for quite a while. Do you need my help?
Do you need my help? War das nicht eine nicht so wichtig schlimm?
Understood. Please come to me if you need any help.
Das ist die Elaine aus Trace of True Daybreak. Ich vermute mal, der killt die, Alter, wenn du mit denen redest.
Stop asking. I'm off duty now. Go bother someone else.
Foxy, ein Pilot hat einen vertrauten Geruch. Was ist, wenn der Kriegshalbling abreisen will?
You're not one of us, but I smell a familiar scent on you.
The Warhead sent me here to check on the situation.
Haben die Wolken gerade die Häfen geschlossen?
No, not at all. Instead, the Skyfaring Commission is clearing routes to prioritize star skiffs heading to the Sky Splitter. This will make our ships more noticeable when we try to escape.
The ports haven't been closed? What is going on?
Aber wie er schon gesagt hat, dann fallen die noch mehr.
Stalling won't help. It's time to confront Hoolay and see what tricks he's up to.
Ja, da hinten ist ja auch nochmal einer. Egal. Da steht sogar einer hinten dran. Wie viele von den Spackos rennen hier rum?
You were closely watching me, weren't you? And if I sought help from anyone, your people would kill them. Was that your plan, Hoolay?
Oh, exactly as you said. So, have the Cloud Knights closed the ports?
No.
They don't want to publicize my escape. I understand. It's no surprise, for fear is more deadly than claws and fangs. Especially during a festive time like the war dance. What lurks here is not a group of fugitives, but rather a pack of wolves amidst the flock. My cubs are hungry, ready to feast on flesh and blood, reveling in your fear. Your calm facade will soon crumble. I can tear through it and expose your pathetic bones any time. There's no escape from me, Jiao-Cho. Of course, you can try your luck and believe that your wits will save you. But remember, you're not the only hostage in this city. If you try anything funny, innocent people will die because of you. Now, let's talk about the Foxian general you serve. Mock Talk says she's here for me, which means she'll be hunting me herself. Before the hunt begins, I need to know my opponent. You can refuse and play tough, or you can cooperate and save us both some time, Healer.
Schwäche zeigen, damit er glaubt, du hättest schon aufgegeben. Hochgewachsener Mann streckt deinen Finger aus und berührt deine Schulter mit einer derart schnellen Bewegung, gar nicht bemerkt hast. Als hätte ich durch ein Stück Fleisch weggeschnitten, der Schmerz dringt bis tief in die Knochen vor, kaum noch auf den Beinen halten.
Good. At least you didn't try to draw attention with a scream. That way no one will die in vain.
Fine. I'll tell you what you want to know about her. But I expect something in return.
What makes you think you're still in a position to negotiate with me?
You can torture me until I talk. Or let's save us both some time. Warhead. Here's the question that's been bothering me. How have you managed to survive and endure centuries of torture? Borison aren't supposed to live that long, or possess such regenerative abilities.
So, is that why the Shenjiao Yao Qing wanted to take me away? Oh, to some, I'm a hostage. But to others, I hold the secrets they desire. I still remember, in the early years of my captivity, the Foxians came and went. They extracted my blood and marrow, trying to unravel the mystery of moon rage. They wanted to conquer their fear of the Borison and free themselves from their bloodline. Unfortunately, they failed to uncover the secret. So, they resorted to the most brutal punishments they could imagine. Some seek power to destroy their enemies, while others seek power to become their enemy. Which one are you, Jiao Zhou? Ah, I see. You're the most pitiful of them all, healer of the Yao Qing. You seek power to share it with others and do good. Well, then let me tell you the answer you seek. In our ancient legends, Duran, the ancestor of the Borison, was dissatisfied with his limited lifespan and power. He yearned to dominate the skies and become the master of all the stars. To achieve his goal, he sacrificed the lives of countless Borison and Foxians, pouring them into the spring bestowed by the Master of Immortality. Through a form of genetic sorcery, the water gave birth to a miracle. The lunar embryo. Duran ascended the birthing bed and obtained what he desired. A heart in the shape of a deep red full moon. He cut open his chest and replaced his original heart with this crimson moon.
Das haben wir jetzt wieder, nur ein weiteres Mythos der Borison.
Laugh all you want, but only I know the truth behind every word. This moon heart beats within the body of every generation of the Borison warhead. In the ritual that decides the new warhead, the successor cuts open the previous warhead's chest and consumes the divine heart, thus possessing it as their own. Devouring is the true essence of life, allowing us to endure and thrive. It gathers the life essence of all the prey we consume, making us stronger and stronger. I thought all hope was lost after 7 centuries of torment. But now, this heart is beating once again. All right. Now it's your turn to tell me everything about the Merlin's Claw.
Jiao Chou, I found you.
Okay, also ist er nur unsterblich, weil er dieses spezielle Item hat. 4 Stunden vor der Beginn Kampfzeremonie, Sternhafen.